Let's redesign our playground, a STEAM unit adventure in pre-K, presented by teacher Lindsay. Once upon a time, there was a group of 17 pre-K students who strived to answer the following driving question. What living and non-living elements can we include in our outdoor space that will make it inviting to all school community members, make it greener, and provide a space for play? In order to discover the best possible solutions to this challenging problem, these young 3 to 5-year-olds spent 3 weeks researching and designing spaces that they thought their school would love. There were times that challenged their ability to complete this task, and there were times that they triumphed and acted beyond their years. Did they succeed? Chapter 1, Week 1. It was a short week due to the first full day of school falling on Wednesday. Therefore, this week was spent completing 2 main activities. In order to start thinking about how to solve the driving question, the students and teacher broke into small groups and toured their current playground. They made a list of things they liked and things they thought could be better or added. Ideas ranged from more plants to a jousting area and an elephant that squirted water. It is clear that these kids were on to something. But wait, what did living and non-living mean in the driving question? These scientific terms were unfamiliar to the students, so the teacher read them a story, and then they completed a formative sorting activity.
I put a bus right there, and a dog right there.
Which side is that? Is the dog living or non-living?
Living.
Nice job. Overall, it was a success, and the first letter in STEAM was on its way to being met. Chapter 2, Week 2. This week was filled with research, covering more science and even art. First, the class looked at a variety of playgrounds on the Promethean board, which was their first dabble with the T in STEAM, and discussed what they liked and didn't like. They also made sure they knew what was living and non-living in their lists. Second, they traveled far across the urban landscape to visit Sister Cities Park to research firsthand what their outdoor space could look and feel like. They loved the non-living water features, ramps, and rocks, and the living plants. Did they want to include those elements in their own designs? After experiencing an outdoor space firsthand and looking at pictures of playgrounds across the land, they made a list of 4 elements they thought people of all ages would like to see. Water features, tunnels, outdoor workspace, and more plants. Volunteers took this list and their handy clipboards and toured the school, asking whoever they saw what they thought they should add. Although tunnels came in a close second, plants were the overall winner. Plants. What a perfect way to make the space greener, just like the driving question asked. But how to choose the plants? Using their 5 senses, the students took turns looking at a variety of plant samples, sketched some of them, and chose 4 of their favorites to include in their designs. Some sketched all 4 choices, and others sketched just 1. Regardless of their ability to sketch, they used art to explore these scientific samples and used math to figure out how many they needed to choose. At the end of the week, Teacher Debbie, a 2nd grade teacher, visited and told the pre-K about her experience designing a playground with her former 2nd graders and a local architect. She told the class why they added certain features and opened up the floor for the pre-K to share what they liked about the design. This meeting taught them a lot, like what an architect does, and gave them a lot of ideas, especially about climbing equipment. The pre-K was ready to design. Chapter 3, The Last Week. After weeks of researching and collecting ideas about outdoor spaces, the students were ready to brainstorm their own designs. Each student drew 1 feature and stated whether it was living or non-living using the Drawing Art app on the iPad. Is a slide living or non-living? They brainstormed items like swings, slides, and lots of grass. After using technology to help them visualize their ideas, they were now ready to start actually building. In pairs, the students used a variety of materials to build 3D models of what they thought the outdoor space should look like based on what they had learned and researched so far. They needed to include at least 4 plants, but could add anything else they wanted. They used their engineering and geometry skills to figure out how to represent certain features, and of course used their creativity to make each design unique. Most importantly, they learned how to work together and listen to one another.
Which one did you glue all of these? What about this one? This one.
The models were fantastic, but did they answer the driving question? In order to showcase their ideas and make them understandable to the rest of the community, the pairs of the students started a digital design book and chose 4 elements to present. They told their teacher whether these elements were living or non-living, and recorded their reasons for choosing each feature.
Bushes so we can hide.
The students may not have finished this part, and the teacher is still working on her summative checklist, but all would say that these pre-K students rose to the challenge and provided a variety of solutions to the driving question. They were triumphant and lived happily ever after.